Today I want to talk about the Cork Cyber Score. This is our newest feature being launched in the 26.1 update. I want to give a little bit of an overview of the methodology behind the score, how to use it on a day-to-day basis, and how it represents the overall security posture of a client's environment. First thing we'll do is go to the Clients tab on the left-hand side. We will click into one of our active or eligible clients, and that score will be the first thing that loads in at the top of the page. The score itself is based out of 1,000 and works a little bit like a FICO score in the sense that the more positive things that you do for your environment, the higher the score will go. The score is impacted by 4 different major categories, with controls and vulnerabilities being the most impactful, compliance being moderately impactful, and claims against that particular customer being the least impactful. Controls actually refers to the connection statuses over here on the right-hand side. And we're just trying to make sure that your tools are actually connected to the Cork platform and reporting the proper telemetry so that we can kind of validate the security posture of that client environment. The first 4 tools of RMM, EDR, MFA, and BCDR are going to be the most important ones to have connected. Those will have the most significant impact on the Cork score, whereas email security, security awareness training, SaaS backup, and PSA will have a less significant impact than the first 4. Email actually overlaps quite a bit with things like email security and MFA, so we decided not to include it in the scoring system. The next major category that will impact the score is the vulnerabilities. We have another video on the software vulnerabilities, so if you're curious about the full capabilities of this, be sure to go check that out. But the idea behind this is that we are pulling an inventory list of software from the RMM tool and then cross-referencing that against some security databases to point out some software that might be out of date and has active exploits for that particular version of software. The way that this can be used for the Cork score is by remediating these. So the quicker you patch them, especially the higher priority ones, that will have a more positive impact on the score and cause it to go up. The next category is the compliance issues, which you can see down here. Compliance issues has more to do with making sure that all the tools are actually in place, which will also impact it because of the controls, but also the length of time that a compliance issue resides in the system. So if a compliance issue is remediated quickly, there's not going to be an impact on the score, but the longer that compliance issue sits there as either unresolved or not silenced, it'll start to have a greater and greater impact on the Cork score itself. Now, the claims has the least amount of impact on the Cork score. If a claim is filed against a client, it will negatively impact the Cork score by a little bit, but that also reduces over time to the point where it won't matter at all if a long enough time goes by where that client doesn't have a claim at all. The 3 boxes next to here, the compliance events, devices and active devices and users, provides a little bit of a timeline in terms of what we're seeing in terms of compliance events and active devices. In this particular example, you can see that up until the 5th, we had 7 events, and then on the 6th, we went down to 6 events, so that would be a positive impact. And in the devices category, we're looking for active devices. Active devices are devices that have been online within the last 2 weeks. You can see in here there are 0 active devices despite there being 6 devices detected by the system. So we would want to be sure to go in and make sure that these devices are actively reporting to their specific tools in order to get this section to have a better impact on the score. And then users simply refers to the users that we're detecting either inside an email service or a email security service. Basically anything that has a domain attached to it is going to qualify as a user. And this is simply so that you can track how many users the system is seeing. You can see on the 30th, we had 20 users in here. On the 31st, we reduced that amount to 9. This doesn't really have an impact on the score. It's just a way to represent what we're seeing inside the system. The Cork Cyber Score is meant to be a representation of the client's security posture, both how it is in its current form and how it can improve over time. The easiest way to make that score go up is to do a lot of the routine things that MSPs already do, like making sure that all of the tools are deployed properly across the entire endpoint base, as well as quickly remediating both software vulnerabilities and the compliance issues that the Cork platform surfaces. If you have any questions about the Cork Cyber Score, please reach out to us. We are more than happy to hop on a call with you, help you go through your environment, and to make sure that you're getting the most out of the feature. Thank you.